What's up all you holiday shopping dudes and dudettes, Toyshiz here, and I'm back yet again with another fresh look. This time, we're going to be taking a look at all of the Hasbro Walgreens exclusives for this holiday 2019 shopping year. We got figures from Marvel Legends, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Transformers Siege, and of course, Star Wars The Black Series, and they are available now. All of them have either hit the website or are in stores, so just keep your eyes peeled. But what we're going to do here is just kind of look at each figure really fast just to see if what you're getting is well-deserved, exclusive, well worth the price. So sit back, relax, let me take you through it. This is the brand new Hasbro Walgreens 2019 Holiday Exclusives. While I have all you guys here, I just want to say thank you so much for always tuning in to Toyshiz, whether it be on my Instagram, Twitter, or even here on my YouTube channel. I very much appreciate the support, and I hope you look forward to each and every day waking up to the greatest toy and pop culture news, because I sure do have a blast telling you about it. Make sure to follow me, and if you like this video, do all that good stuff that shows me that you like what you're seeing. Now, let's talk toys. Starting off, we'll take a look at Ratchet, and he is from the Transformers Siege line. He's basically a repaint of the previously released Ironhide figure. This time he's in all in white and red. A really nicely painted figure. Nice and chunky, and I think you're getting a lot for your buck. He does come with several accessories, a lot of interchangeable, interswappable things. Plus, he is a fully transforming robot, and if you can see, he does have a little plastic right here, which I do usually leave on. I don't particularly transform a lot of the Transformers, only when I kind of do reviews and fresh looks and things like that. But for the most part, I usually just keep him in robot mode, and if you are one like me, then you're definitely going to like this Ratchet. And while he doesn't have a lot of paint going on the back, he does sort of make up for it. He is cast in an all white plastic, but the blues and the reds really make him pop. He even has some deco right there to give it that scraped up look. Almost looks Star Wars, very Hoth looking right there. So I definitely do appreciate that. The weapons are all interchangeable. Does have a actual ratchet type device right there, which you can slap right into his shoulder cannon type thing. And you can also switch out the pistol if you'd like. Really, again, nice paint, nice deco. Definitely very, very important to your Transformers First Arc team if you wanted to go that Generation 1 route. And he does have an updated head, whereas Ironhide had a different head going on. Again, I think you're definitely going to dig Ratchet. He is one of those exclusives where he's very important to a particular Transformers line, so I do recommend him, and I would say grab him while you can, because I think this one might be going rather quick. Siege has been really doing well this year. That's why they put out an extra wave and have some extra exclusives, especially in those fan channel type ones. So definitely recommend Ratchet. So look at Walgreens now. Next up is the Black Ranger Dragon Shield version. This guy, he comes from a very specific episode of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but he is an excellent choice, I would say, in terms of being an exclusive. Not one that you necessarily have to get. If you are a Power Ranger fan or a completist crazy person like I am, then yeah, of course he is a must. But you can't actually make a typical Black Ranger out of it because you're still left with these gold bands around his arms. This is removable if you want to go ahead and take it off, cut it off, remove the arms, pop it off that way. But again, the gold bands are going to prohibit you from getting an actual Black Ranger, but they know what they're doing. I'm sure one is on its way. As far as the paint, the gold gets a little sloppy around the arm bands, but he does have a nicely painted belt. Well-articulated figure. The one downside is just, while keeping in mind for paint, this is really one you can't really do much about. I do have some loose joints. They're quite loose, I will say, especially for standing, unfortunately, in the legs. So just kind of keep an eye on that. You can kind of twist it just to kind of get it in the right stance, but he is a little bit loose and kind of, it hurts in him standing. He comes with several weapons. He gets his little red space gun, space ray, whatever, for the Power Rangers. On the backside, he is nice. And again, like I said, the paint is usually pretty good. Sometimes the first wave of the Power Rangers had some paint defects and such, so you get a little kind of sloppy right there on the back with the black. So like I said, just kind of go through them a little bit. Now, he does come with an extra head portrait, and you just go ahead and pull the helmeted head off, and you get a Walter Jones head, old Zach, so that's pretty cool. And the face printing tech looks really nice with this figure. I always like when Hasbro does that new face printing, especially with these Power Rangers. It's something different than we've gotten before, so And see, just, yeah, he can stand, I guess, of course, now that I mention it. He also comes with his axe, his Mastodon axe, or whatever you want to call it, but that looks good. And that's actually pretty painted well. It's got a little nitpicks here and there, but again, just kind of look through them if you get a couple to go through. Nicely painted. Gets a little thick right here for the figure to actually hold, but he can hold it as a gun. You're going to want to have to go ahead and kind of fiddle with it, but once you kind of get it going, he actually holds it rather well. Zach also comes with a blue translucent blast effect piece, which then fits over his blast cannon axe, and that looks pretty good. It's a little bit heavy, but if you get him to hold it with both hands, it actually looks pretty solid. He actually comes with some extra hands as well, a fisted hand and his Mighty Morphin Haya hand. So I would say, all in all, this is a really cool exclusive, being that you don't really have to pick it up if you don't want to. But if you're a Power Ranger fan or you know someone for this holiday season, I definitely recommend picking up a Black Ranger Zach. Of course, next up on our trip around the Hasbro Walgreens factory, we're getting this Obi-Wan, Clone Commander Obi-Wan from the Star Wars The Black Series. He takes his look from the Clone Wars animated show, and if it's one you haven't seen, I definitely like the Genndy Tartakovsky version. If we get a Dirge figure, I am going to be so happy. But this is a good attempt, I think, at a Clone Commander Obi-Wan. A lot of people were saying that they're not really happy with the blush, kind of over excessive paint on his face. I feel like I got a good one. It's not too thick, it's not too heavy, and I absolutely love that head portrait of Ewan McGregor, so I think that came out great. For the most part, he has one of those Stormtrooper bodies. Again, much like the Power Ranger figure, you kind of get some slop here and there with the paint, so go through a couple if you'd like. He has... You can kind of get away with it a little bit better with Stormtroopers because you think they're kind of dirtied up in that sense. So I don't mind it, but it's not really ideal, especially when it looks like more like chipped paint, when you have some not so great paint applications along the hands as well. The one detraction I feel like is the biggest letdown, we've been spoiled by NECA recently with capes, is that this one seems very cheaply made. It doesn't feel the best. It just feels like it can rip and crack at any time. It does really kind of fold over the body nice enough. From afar it looks great, but it's not until you kind of start playing around with it, feeling it for yourself, that you kind of feel like it's really not the most ideal, unfortunately. And of course, like any good Jedi, he does come with a blue lightsaber. This is actually one of the best looking lightsabers I think I have ever seen from a Star Wars The Black Series figure. Just the paint is crisp, everything looks nice. The blade is actually one of my favorites as well. It comes to a point. Very old school Star Wars. If you wanted to, you can go ahead and affix the lightsaber right to his belt. It is a little awkward to kind of place in there, but once you get it in, yeah, it looks really nice. And like I said, he holds it well. Bingo, you got yourself one nice looking Clone Commander Obi-Wan Kenobi. One of the other pack-ins, of course, being this stand. I'm not a big fan of these stands at all. The first one I got was with the Jet Trooper. I don't think they work. The basic premise is that you would slip your foot of the figure through and think they would stand, but they don't. They always go south. Highly recommend any of the NECA clear or black flat stands. But in terms of being a really cool Star Wars figure, just kind of go through the paint, check it out. But I think it's a really nice looking Clone Commander Obi-Wan. Which finally brings us to our Marvel Legends Endeavor. This is the X-Men DANI MOONSTAR figure, and a nice premise from Marvel Legends team. It's a buck female body mold, and it comes with 3 different heads to make 3 separate characters. Or hey, if you buy even more, you got extra heads that have come with other figures, well, you can definitely go to town. DANI MOONSTAR does look good. She comes with a really cool looking bow and arrow set. The arrow is nice. It's a little bent out of the packaging, but nothing some heat won't fix. Really like the head sculpt that you have. I really like the braids that she has going on in the back. I think that came out great. Something different, something new. It's unlike any of the other head sculpts we've gotten before with some prior Marvel Legends, so it's always nice to see them going above and beyond. I think it looks awesome. Now, again, like I said, you can actually switch out, being that they gave you extra hands and extra heads, so we'll go ahead and do that now. So from going from DANI MOONSTAR, then you can also make the X-Men Karma, and she looks great as well. Really nice looking pink eyes, nice face sculpt all around, nice yellow headband. She looks great, and you can actually switch out the hands, which you could also use for DANI MOONSTAR. She comes with these outstretched open hands, but there's still one left to show you. With the final head sculpt, you can actually make WOLFSBANE, and they actually give us some alternate WOLFSBANE hands, so you don't have to use the yellow gloves. So I would say, out of all of the figures, this one is definitely worth the price, and if you were to get 3 and or more, which a lot of people are doing, and DANI MOONSTAR is one of those hard to find figures as of right now, I would say anyone from you to the collector or a friend or family member that likes comic books, Marvel Legends, anything like that, this is definitely the one to grab. And if you're wondering for scale purposes, if you're wondering for each individual figure, how they kind of match up with other figures in that particular line, every single one, all 4 of them are going to look great on your Marvel Legends shelf. Power Rangers, Transformers, Star Wars, they all fit in beautifully and are the proper height with the rest of the characters. So that's going to wrap it up for my fresh look at the Hasbro exclusives for Walgreens Holiday 2019. From Marvel Legends to Power Rangers to Transformers to Star Wars, Hasbro looks to have you covered all the way around. They are just absolutely killing it. But it is kind of fun to see that each of the individual lines, whether you collect them all or collect a few, or just, hey, you know what, do it the old-fashioned way and collect just one. Wouldn't that be nice? That you are covered on all aspects. And I will say that I think the Marvel Legends one is definitely worth the $20 value. Next being the Transformers Siege, and of course the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Dragon Shield Black Ranger, with Obi-Wan Kenobi kind of coming in fourth. But hey, like I said, if you're a big fan of these brands, or if you know someone that is, in the honesty, I think they're really going to enjoy them. Each of them benefits in their own particular way. But I am curious to know what you guys think of any of these figures. Have you gotten them already? Are they on your holiday wish list? Comment below, let me know. Let's talk all things action figures. I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember that the holidays are coming around, so get your gifts early if you so choose. But don't be surprised if any or all of these eventually go on clearance and or sale. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.